Hey people, Bionic here, back at it again with some more low effort Arknights content. And Arknights is just after concluding its Monster Hunter collab. And after finally arriving on the global server, I would like to simply spile my opinion on the event right now. And that is that, I thought it was pretty solid. Not the greatest event in Arknights history, or anywhere near my favorites, but it does a pretty solid job of portraying some Monster Hunter action in the world of Arknights. But before we go any further, I'm going to disclose one thing. I got like 5 hours of gameplay in Monster Hunter World, and if you include the time I've spent checking up some of the lore and watching people play Monster Hunter, then maybe, just maybe, I have about 10 or 12 hours of Monster Hunter content of all time. Hell, I'm pretty sure I spent more time playing the Monster Hunter collab than I did playing any Monster Hunter game ever. Despite my limited knowledge on Monster Hunter, it's not going to stop me from putting my unfiltered, undiluted, worthless, uninformed opinion on the internet. And because of the way I am more than willing to let y'all join me for that journey. So this collab brought with it a pretty interesting story, as well as some pretty cool units. Noah Corn Alter and Yato Alter. Now Yato got that Kieran drip and Corn got that Rathalos drip. And considering both of them are cosplaying, it is pretty cool. These alters do kind of rule out the possibility of Yato and Noah getting an alter more dedicated to building their own personal story, but the event did have some good character moments for the two. So overall, I would say I'm pretty satisfied by them. That's not even taking into account that Yato Alter is insanely good. I don't know what they were thinking dropping another broken fast redeploy, but here we are. So what was the event's story about? Well, it was pretty simple. The token straight couple of Arknights, Yato and Norcorn, are on a mission to investigate an Originium outbreak for Rhodes Island. During this time, they run into some felines. These talking cats are from Monster Hunter, and I have no idea if they can speak in the world of Monster Hunter, but they do make a cute meowing sound every time they say something in Arknights. Maybe the Arknights characters can understand them because they are animal people, but that's irrelevant because immediately after Rathalos attacks, now the Rathalos is a pretty sexy sprite, and a giant fire-breathing dragon is a kick-ass boss idea for any game, and Yato and Norcorn get kinda dabbed on before the Rathalos leaves. They escape the battle mostly unscathed and journey to the nearest village. Yato does need an antidote for the Rathalos poison, which will not be a plot point again, and gets it from the local hunter, Yoshitaka. Yoshitaka seems like a nice old man until he snaps. This man has some demons haunting him and refuses to aid Rhodes Island or give up the quarry that he is hunting, which is the Rathalos. After exploring the village for a while, Yato, Nora, and the felines begin exploring a local Originium mine. During that time, they are attacked by rampaging beasts, but before they are overrun, they escape through a handy escape hatch. At the same time, the villagers are preparing to remove Yato and Nora in order to silence them. I'm just going to spoil it, these villagers are trash, they don't stand a chance against Yato and Nora. The gang then gets lost, wandering around the forest for some time, before eventually stumbling upon a leftover camp. While chilling at the camp, Yato and Noah finally get to do their cosplaying, and it is accompanied by this pretty interesting CG. After enjoying some cosplay time, Yoshitaka arrives in the camp. We learn that his son Akira has been haunting his thoughts, and this is what drives him to do the crazy things he does. The Rathalos is attracted by the fire of the camp and attacks the gang. Luckily, the gang is warned by a Palico just beforehand, so they're not caught completely unaware. Despite suffering no casualties, Noah and the Palico are dragged off by the fleeing Rathalos. Yato has to spend her time dealing with Yoshitaka while Noah explores the Rathalos' lair. There, Noah meets Mirai Taki, the daughter of the village leader. I didn't mention the leader before because he is an attractive anime girl, and you can see her on screen now, and you know that she kind of a baddie for real. She reveals to us the inevitable catastrophe that the mining has caused. This catastrophe has been causing the beasts to rampage, and it is even making the Rathalos more violent. Yoshitaka, we learn, has a serious death wish, and he throws himself into this horde of rampaging beasts in order to stop them. Yato, obviously not wanting him to die, but also wanting his help protecting the civilians of the village, goes to his rescue and convinces him to give up his death quest to help Noa and herself save his village. The Rathalos' rampage finally begins in earnest to lead us to our conclusion. The mine that it was using as its lair literally explodes, but Yoshitaka is ready to confront this monster. He, however, proves to be no match for the fire-breathing beast, but fortunately for everyone, Yato and Noa got that high-tier loot and put it to good use. Noa and Yato unleashed some devious combos on the beast, managing to subdue it. However, in a nice twist to the event, Yato and Noa choose to spare the Rathalos as they view it as another victim to the Originium catastrophe. The event concludes with Yato and Noa observing the Rathalos from far away as it flies around in its new home. So yeah, a pretty simple event, nothing too crazy, but very enjoyable in my opinion. The event exclusive characters are pretty great. Yoshitaka is a really interesting NPC, having that past trauma and his own convictions as driving motivation for him really does make a rather interesting NPC that can come off as very grating at the beginning, as he is so unreasonable and unbending in his conviction. The felines or the Terra Research Commission are amazing. I love all of them. They're super cute, but my favorite is the Scholar, probably because he completely gives up trying to find his way back to the Monster Hunter world. That man is just engrossed in learning about the world of Arknights, so he is literally me for real. And overall, I did enjoy the event. So that really is about it. The event is some pretty cool new characters that will never be used again because this is a collab event. And also Yato in the story got a really nice sprite update. I kind of wish they gave it to us, like for real. They just have it in the Monster Hunter collab, but they didn't update our unit to have this out. It feels like a bit of a miss, especially considering we'll probably never see a proper Yato altar, and we're going to be stuck, I say stuck, and we're going to have to make do, not get stuck with this version of Yato altar, which isn't a bad thing, although personally I do prefer my altars to have character relevance, but considering what it is, I'm okay with it. Neither Yato or Noa are ever going to be the top tier altar pick, but they're not the blue woman. And on that highly positive note, be good people. I'll talk to you later. See ya.